Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are on the free-to-play. I just wanted to give you guys kind of an update on what's going on. I didn't make a video yesterday. There, I mean, I probably could have. There's definitely a lot of information and stuff going on, and like theory crafting and planning that I'm doing on the account. But last night I just fell asleep. Like I crashed hard after doing a couple late nights and early mornings. So that all caught up with me, and I ended up going and laying down at like 10 o'clock, which is pretty early for me. So didn't really have the energy to make a video like this one where I'm actually like upbeat and excited. It would have been more like, hey guys, So, anyways, just a quick update. So we are doing the Fire Knight tournament. I don't know if you guys noticed, I do have another Sacred Shard from Clan Boss, which puts me up to 10. We are very, very close to finishing Fire Knight tournament. I'll probably be able to do it with this energy alone. Certainly with any other additional energy I get throughout the day to day. What I did want to talk about is my plan for the fusion. So let's do a quick recap. Dungeon Divers, obviously we did all of these four, okay? So we did all of those. And we are right here right now. Now, the artifact enhancement event, I completed that. We're in the middle of Fire Knight, in the middle of training tournament, and then Summon Rush. I'm going to go for the Epic on Summon Rush. Couple reasons why. One, Epic Empowerment's a thing on a free-to-play account that's going to be extremely valuable. So any additional Epics that I can get that are duplicates or just good new epics is really going to help the account. Two, it's going to save me a bunch of work in a couple of different areas that we'll talk about. And three, I like pulling shards, and it'll give me an excuse to pull more. I will also, I guess this is four, get access to a lot of good resources too. Right? I'm going to get a 5-star chicken. I'm going to get another XP barrel. That's huge. And a legendary skill tome. I don't know that I'm going to pull all of mine. But I certainly could see myself go, honestly, 2 more sacreds and I get 2 more legendary tomes. I don't think a sacred is worth a legendary tome, but keep in mind, I am upping my mercy and everything in that same regard. So, and who knows, maybe you pop a legendary too, right? There is that 6% chance. So I don't think it's a bad time. And then also, if we look at the champions that would be pulling for, right? Because we went over the news and who would be, because we're pulling tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about that again here in a second. But we would have that opportunity to possibly go for Elva, who would be game changing on this account. Truly, she would be. As well as a chance at Delaja. That's the other big reason I want to pull, because I have an opportunity to get even closer to the Lady Mikage fusion, which is a big hurdle right now on the account. So, if I really want to be cheeky, I could try and go for Demitha, but I don't think I need to anymore. We'll talk about that in a second, too. I want to talk about now the fact that I am live streaming the Shard Pull tomorrow. That'll be Sunday night at 9:30 Eastern Time. I'll be live streaming the Shard Pull. If you guys want to come check that out, I recommend clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell to know when I go live. I also update my Discord when I go live. I'll update my X, also known as Twitter, when I go live. I'll be sure to do all those things so you guys know when I'm live and you can come be a part of the Shard Pull in this particular case. I probably won't do any Shard. First of all, no one has contacted me yet to do a Shard Pull for them. Second of all, most people maybe didn't want to pull during this week with Elva, where I felt that would be better for me. Not just for Elva, but also Delaja was the big reason that I'm pulling, because Delaja is one of the fusion epics that I don't have, so that just gets me closer to Lady Mikage. It also gets me closer to Kira the Watcher, who is a pretty decent champion in herself. We've got ally protection with increased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. Uh, bu- 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 Decreasing enemy buffs, which is interesting. I'm not gonna say it's not the best, but it's not terrible either. And then 75% chance of placing decreased accuracy, decreased attack on the A1 under a spirit affinity. So that would check off a box for me if I was to use her in clan boss. Sorry. And then whenever now I attack, then you have a guaranteed decreased attack. So you wouldn't even need to worry about the A1. I forgot about this passive that she has. Um, so yeah, I mean she's pretty decent as an allied protector. And I wouldn't mind. She's gonna have really good not really good, I guess, but better stats. Let me see. Oh, she had 104 speed as a level 1. What does she have? It might be the same, but okay, yeah, it's the same. So yeah, but still 104 speed, pretty decent stats, defensive based. Like I think she's pretty solid. So I would be excited to get her, and I could use her in my clan boss team or maybe some other areas of the game until I get everything else for the Lady Mikage fusion. So, what was the other thing I literally had just mentioned? I think it was related to the summoning, but I can't quite remember what it was that I was going to talk about. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I am going to go down here and get Quivergrass. So with that in mind, what are we going to skip, right? That's the thing we need to consider. So we've already done everything through Artifact Enhancement. We're doing Fire Knight. I'll probably skip the champion training tournament. And look, that's not the right decision, if I'm honest with you guys, but it's the right decision for me on my account because I'm also doing a second account getting the fusion, and I have limited time during the day. So like tomorrow, my whole day is going to be consumed with the champion training tournament on my main account. I can do it on 2 accounts, sure, but it's just easier to do it on 1 account. So I can skip the champion training tournament. I will probably not skip Dungeon Divers 3, if I'm honest, which sounds a little crazy to say, but I'm pretty deep in Dungeon Divers 3, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe I end up skipping it. Okay, it's my main account that's really deep in Dungeon Divers 3 right now, and that's because I did overkill on Fire Knight tournament. We'll see. So let's keep that one as a maybe, right? So because Summon Rush we're gonna complete, Fire Knight we're gonna complete, Artifact Enhancement we're gonna complete. Classic Arena Takedown is super easy. I'm gonna complete that, right? So I can skip 4. If I'm skipping 4 and we're skipping Champion Training Tournament and skipping Artifact Enhancement 3, oh yeah, I guess I'm really only skipping 3 as a reality because no, sorry. I'm skipping Champion Training, Dungeon Divers, Artifact Enhancement. I could skip Spider Tournament, but I'm gonna do the Spider Tournament. That's kind of what I'm saying is like, so skip Champion Training, skip Dungeon Divers, skip Spider, and skip Artifact. But the reality is I'll probably end up completing those anyways, which sounds a little weird to say, but I probably will end up. I'm really just skipping Artifact Enhancement 3. Maybe I end up skipping Dungeon Divers, but I'm definitely skipping Champion Training. But Classic Arena Takedown, you're gonna get that even if you don't want it. That's the crazy thing. Even if you don't want to do it, you're still gonna do it because it's so easy to do. So that's what it's looking like for me on this account. I think, as far as clan boss goes, I think I'm on a 4 key today. I did 3 key yesterday, and then because I fell asleep, I forgot to use my 4th key on Nightmare. Yeah, I was gonna say this extra key should be right around the corner. Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about. I remembered it now. Wixwell. I said I didn't want to go for Demitha just now, right, on Sunday, because I think she's the one on Sunday. And which is crazy to say, but the reality is that I don't think I'm going to need a Demitha. I think Wixwell is going to give me a pretty good Ultra Nightmare team. Now, in a perfect world, I have a 1-key Ultra Nightmare, a 1-key Nightmare, a 1-key Brutal, and a 1-key Hard, right? Use all 4 of those keys, get full resources. That's what I do on my main account. Because I'm lucky enough, because this isn't for everybody, and this probably isn't for you if you're a newer player, but I am lucky enough to be in a clan that beats everything all the way through normal every week, right? So I use 1, 2, 3, 4 keys and get everything done. Before that, I used to have to use all 4 keys, or I used to use 3 keys in Ultra Nightmare, 1 in Nightmare to help my clan kill this, but now my clan is able to kill it without me. So we really don't. So now I'm in a clan where I can spend 1 key on everything, and really get a ton of resources. Even if you're just getting things like potions, silver. I mean, you could still get some void shards in there. Still get some epic books, right? Even on hard, you could still potentially get a void shard, an epic book, and then the rest of it's just stuff that a little bit of extra silver, but that's resources are resources, right? They're hard to come by in this game if you're not farming like crazy. So I really think I'm going to be able to develop some good teams with Wixwell. I'm still haven't locked in my kind of theory crafting, but if we do look at the champions that I have, so right now basically all the teams have one kind of concept in common, is you need 3 buff extending champions. I have, with Wixwell, I'll have 4. I don't need to run 4, but I will have 4. So we're talking Godseeker Aniri, who has been putting in work and doing great things for us thus far. We've got Anchorite, who I'm really excited about as well, filling that role as a buff extender, but also right here, giving crit rate and crit damage. That's going to really help. It's a 30% crit damage. I mean, just imagine that extra crit damage on Newt or Rathalos, right? Like, either one of those champions, that is a lot. Even Razzlevark, if I end up using him, which I'm considering. And I don't think anyone addressed my comment about that I was asking. So I'll ask it again here in a second. And then a little baby heal. Not a big deal. And Sand Slashed would be the other option for the buff extension. But I think Anchorite is better. And then Godseeker's already leveled too, plus bringing a little bit of extra healing and an emergency revive if for whatever reason things don't seem to go right. So then Wixwell would stop the stun. We don't really have a way of dealing with... Sorry, I keep clicking on the wrong one, but I don't think as of yet we have a way of dealing with the decreased speed. But like I've said in a previous video, I suspect that there will be some other teams coming down. Decrease the duration of all enemy buffs, increase the duration of ally buffs. Yes. And then I'm just rereading them to be sure. Oh, wait, no, here you go. Yeah, removes 1 random... So yeah, Anchorite's going to be so good because he can deal with the speed, right? Remove 1 random debuff from allies, that increases ally buffs. So he's got a single cleanse, which would get rid of that decreased speed. I'm not saying I'm going to speed tune it for that, but he'll be able to help in that way, potentially. So, yeah, cool. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. So we're definitely going to be building Anchorite, definitely building Godseeker, definitely building Wixwell. And then the 2 other champions we would bring need to be considered. And there's a few different options. I certainly... so maybe not Arbiter so much. I would say probably... Let me just kind of look at what we have. So his increased speed... It's only on him, so no. So Ursula's an option. Ursula's an option because she does bring increased defense and strengthen, which would increase our survivability as well as increase attack. So that's 3 extra buffs that we're bringing to the table. Well, sorry, not extra, because Wixwell brings increased defense, but the strengthen and the increased attack are pretty valuable there. Um, probably not. Yeah, not Deacon. He doesn't bring anything. I really like Razzlevarg as an option if he doesn't outrun the stuff, which is what I wanted to ask you guys. If he doesn't outrun the buff extension, I would assume, because what I've been seeing at the right speeds, you're getting like 11 stacks of these buffs. I would assume he can't outrun them. But yeah, he does get to place increased speed, which we would extend, and increase accuracy, which we would extend, which is going to give us an easier time making stuff land. And then we also get leech from him, which is going to be able to keep our team alive longer, right? So the only fear I have is, he's going to increase his speed by 100, and I'm just worried. And then we get a little bit of turn meter fill on the A1. I worry that he might outrun the buffs because I don't really know how that works. I'd also have his aura. I really want to use Razzlevark. I just don't know how that's going to work in the grand scheme of things. But we would get that increased accuracy and increased speed, plus the crit rate and crit damage from Anchorite, and then Wixwell's buffs, right? So we'd be giving up, if I go Razzlevarg and then I go another damage, or I could go Ursula. I'd probably want to go, or I go an ally protection champion, but I don't know that I'm gonna need it. The shields that Wixwell's putting out are so much. I don't think I really need an ally protection champion. Maybe I could consider Skull Crusher, who brings ally protection and counterattack. So my team has counterattack the entire fight, which is very good for obvious reasons, right? Um, so that's certainly an option that I could consider. Uh, Trying to think if anybody who else may have anything worthwhile. So there, Skull Crusher, Taragi, or Ursula are the other options. And then if I don't go Razzlevarg, maybe I do something like Newt and Blade Master. Blade Master and Geomancer is fine, but I feel like we're going to be taking so many turns, and I would rather be doing direct damage than the passive reflect damage from Geomancer. Plus, that allows me to completely rebuild Geomancer for other areas of the game, which I think would be very, very good too. So I wouldn't have to worry about speed tunes, and I could sacrifice certain stuff, survivability, things like that, to maybe perhaps get more accuracy. There's a lot of different ways that I could build Geomancer. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Rathalos is a little bit weaker without an HP burn champion, but he still hits like a truck. And this he'll keep his increased speed. Well, he'll be getting it from another champion potentially, but if not, he'll keep his increased speed the whole time. So we'll be able to do a pretty decent chunk of damage, I think. But I personally feel like the best team up that I could go with is going to be Newt Razzlevarg. You're going to get an extra 30% decreased defense because we're not bringing decreased defense. If we go Newt Razzlevarg, so we would decrease 30% flat. We would bring weaken. And when he counterattacks, he does full damage. Blade Master maybe is a must because of the decreased defense, since we don't have it from other means. But yeah, there's several different options, and I really kind of need to think on it. I feel like just because we don't have some essential buffs. I put it in quotations because the reality is, if your fight lasts long enough, then you can get away with not having it. It's just going to increase your damage, but as long as you're getting, I mean, ideally I'd get a 2 key, right? If I could get a 2 key, I could be done. A 1 key is best, absolutely, but I get a 2 key, and then I can also do Nightmare, and then I can also do Hard, and I'm getting good resources. Or sorry, Brutal, and then I'm getting good resources that way. I don't necessarily have to do all 4, but and then as I get better champions along the way that bring more to the table, perhaps I can change things up at that point. So that is what I'm looking at, guys. So I'm gonna call this a video. I'm mostly mentally preparing for the stream tomorrow. I'm very, very excited to finally pull some sacreds on this account. I'm also excited to potentially get Delaja and potentially get an Elva if possible, or something else. Who knows what we may get. So really excited about that. Looking forward to doing it. I'll be playing the game for most of the day tomorrow, so I'll also have a bigger update on the progress of the account. I do have to go ahead and start knocking out my Fire Knight before I call it a night on the game. So yeah, there's the update. Thank you all so much for the support. Thank you for watching. And I will, I've already talked about subscribing, so you guys know how that works. I will let you go. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.